Starting. And we're live for this episode of Retro Savecast, which we have no idea what is going on.
We never do.
Sounds like a common theme for us.
Yeah.
So some of us played Shadow of the Beast and others watched videos of it.
We don't know who
Cheaters.
watched the videos of it.
It's like being part of a book club and you listen to an audiobook.
Yeah. Hey, that is a viable way to get your source. You still know everything they know.
Probably no more, because I'm sure the ones who played it did not beat the game.
That's true.
But the only thing I got out of what I saw of it is the Amiga version apparently seems to be better.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
the Genesis one looked better. Well, it looks better. It doesn't play better, though.
It looks okay. Well, I don't think it plays better on anything, from what I saw.
No, not really.
I'm just saying.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I played it for a little bit, and for some reason I tried to get the stream going for it, but it just did not want to take to the Genesis emulator. But
Yeah, the same problem.
yeah,
How far did you
God,
get?
I don't know how far. I did not get very far at all. I got either the shit kicked out of me, or I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Did you get to the bees? Because that's how far I got, and then I died. There was like the hands
Yep.
coming out of the ground, and they kept throwing bees at me, and that was where I kept dying.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's where I died too. The one time. Yeah, game's really, really hard. It's really stiff.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have like any
I mean-
reach for your character's attack. Like,
No,
just punch.
not at all.
Like, that's it.
Yeah, you pretty much have to be like right up against it.
Right, it's all about timing.
Yeah, which, yeah, I mean, I don't think I've played worse games, but it is definitely not
Right.
the best. Also, I need to find. Are we streaming right now? Okay, good.
Yeah, we're streaming. Don't worry about
Just making sure.
It's fine. Fine.
Um,
Professional.
Yeah, I gotta get it up on Facebook here really fast. Wrong thing.
That's okay. They'll just do Twitter, and people come in can see that we're tweeting about it, but not actually doing anything.
Right. Yeah. Anyways,
What
I
I've
don't know, I
learned
mean-
today is that I need more monitors.
Gotta have a command center.
Yeah, pretty much. I need like 6.
6.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
reasonable
have-
amount.
I'm gonna have to up my game. I only have 5.
Yeah, so why aren't you doing those?
Because you have better upload speeds than me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But when you don't have that excuse.
When I eventually don't have an excuse, hopefully. I mean, so you just watched videos of it then, Nick?
I just watched videos. Like, when I have time to
You didn't
play
even
it.
try it.
No.
You were the smarter one.
Yeah, it's
You
not
were the
good.
smarter one. No, it's not. Music is wonderful, though. The music is
Yeah, oh,
awesome.
it's fantastic.
Yeah,
the
but
art's pretty cool too.
I'm dead serious. Go back and watch the Amiga version, and then watch the Genesis version. That's like night and day. Like the Amiga version
Really?
seems to be a ton better. Like music and graphics.
Right.
It's-
Well, the Amiga one was the original, and it got ported to everything else. So
Yeah.
that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, you're right. It like has a lot more like contrast in the graphics. So I'm looking at it right now.
Right.
Yeah, there's a really
It's not
nice.
Colorful. I don't think it's quite as colorful necessarily, but like the contrasting and everything is a lot better.
Yeah, when you get time, listen to the music difference. It's pretty startling.
Yeah, it has like a different soundtrack, I think, even.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's weird though. I wouldn't call it stereo. It's definitely doing stereo output. But if you listen to your
Mhm.
headphones, you'll hear like some instruments in this ear and some in this ear. There's like no cross mix. It's kind of like it's really bizarre. It's kind of the way that the TurboGrafx handled music in a way.
I wonder if they just didn't have the capability of doing that.
Maybe
Mhm.
not, but from as far as I can tell, like as far as the way the music sounds, I actually like it better on the Amiga.
Yeah.
The game itself looks like if you hate yourself, that's what you would want to play. It has some neat ideas. I like the whole like cut scenes when you like go into like new areas and
yeah,
stuff
you
like
climb
that.
down the well and everything, and like it has a
Yeah.
cutscene. I feel like
Yeah.
that's cool, but they didn't really present that well enough. I mean, I know it's an old game, so they don't really ever have a good story. Like, you have to kind of look for a story more than have it presented to you. But I don't know. I feel like they just throw you right in the middle of everything. You're like, what is going on here? Like, I read the Wikipedia page about it, and apparently there's this story about this guy who turned into a monster and everything, and it's you don't really get that by playing the game.
Yeah, there's like, and if you look at Shadow of the Beast 2, there's actually like a story that follows that and everything. But it's just like when you're dealing with a game that's like a cartridge-based or floppy disk game, it seems like it was just too early for that kind of lore.
Right.
So,
like, they planned all that stuff, they just didn't tell it to us.
it's like, I'm sure Magician Lord has a pretty compelling lore if you ever looked at it, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I do like the way it looks, though. Like, it's the style of the art kind of reminds me of those, like, all those classic games. How the covers always looked like they were all like fantasy based and really crazy looking. Most of the time, the games didn't actually look like that. But I feel like this is one game where the art style actually kind of matches that.
Yeah, it really does remind me of that like late '80s, early '90s art style that you would see on like all the covers and everything. Like, it's one. Yeah, you're right. It's one of the few games that really presents it that way. And
I'm happy that we have emulators now.
Yeah.
And YouTube, because I could check it out beforehand and be like, wow, everybody seemed really interested in this. Is this something I should add to my collection? It's like, no.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it seems intriguing. Apparently there was a version of 2 on the Sega CD that I didn't know about.
I didn't know that either.
So, and there was 3 games, which I didn't even know. I just knew of the first one. So,
Right.
yeah, I only
so I don't know. Sounds interesting, but
It's weird, too, that this is a console game, because it almost feels to me like an arcade game, just the way that it's set up. Like, it's super hard, and I feel like you're supposed to die really easily, and it has, like, the scoreboard that comes up whenever you die. Like, it just feels like it's designed to, like, eat quarters. It's just the way the gameplay feels.
it could have easily have been that way. I mean, it might have been started out life that way, as far as we know. So,
Yeah, maybe.
so yeah. Anyways, other than that, I didn't get to play a whole lot of that. What has been going on? I had a buddy. He's trying to build his own arcade, and so he's been buying cabinets left and right. I used to work on arcade machines, so of course, when one of them's broken, I get called. He had a Afterburner machine that he bought, and we're not talking about the stand-up one, the big sit-down moving one. And that thing is a pain in the ass. But once you get it going, it's fine. But it's just like, so they designed it really well. It has a really large gearing underneath it to make it move and everything. I mean, if you look at the joystick on the thing, it's ridiculously built. I had to go and find a YouTube video somewhere to see how it was like originally put together, because he got it in pieces. So anyways, it finally got together and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's just such a damn good game, and there's so many things that you forget about certain arcade machines. Like the thing I really literally went there. We got it working. I had to come back home and grab my headphones because I was just curious, because there's actually 2 headphone jacks on the front of the machine, like underneath the joystick.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, awesome, you got this da-da-da-da-da, like the afterburning music, but like everything's like all the mechanical noises are drowned out and the fan noises from the machine and everything. So now you just got like afterburning in your head. You're going like this back and forth. And it's pretty awesome, and it's got like a test mode if you just want to dick around. You can just like rock yourself back and forth and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was a very, very interesting thing to work on. The hardest thing though is it originally had I think it was a 20-inch arcade monitor in there, and it was like literally like strapped onto this like platform that like rocks with the machine. And of course, that was burnt out. So you had to figure out a way to get like an LCD in there and like mount it, because it's flat, and now you're talking about putting something that was originally a square on a flat platform somehow. So like literally got bolted down. The only problem we're having with it now is like when the machine moves back and forth really hard, you'll see like the LCD like wobbling back and forth like this in there. So yeah, but I mean, it, it's a fun machine. It was a neat project to work on, but as far as like that goes, so many things you forget when you just have it in a quiet like garage by itself. That thing is freaking loud just sitting there. It's got like these they look like PC case fans on it, but they're like steel. And they're just like whoosh, like a blow dryer when they're sitting there by themselves. But anyways, that was a fun project, and I probably played about 2 or 3 hours of Afterburner for no reason one afternoon. So
Nice.
I mean, I don't necessarily blame you. Man. It's a damn fun game.
yeah, it's fun. We need to, or he needs to make brackets for the back of the screen though, because that is really disorienting when you see the screen go like this. It's
Right.
a special JAMA LCD that he got, so it's like
Yeah.
pixel for pixel, the same as the CRT. But when you look at it, just because it's flat, not curved, and you can just kind of tell it's just not an arcade,
Not quite
original arcade monitor. Yeah, it's not quite right, but I mean, it does the trick. It doesn't look like when you hook it up to like a high def screen, and it's just like all fuzzy and crappy looking. So, but yeah, that's cool. And I didn't know that they made 4x3 JAMA LCDs for arcades. So
Yeah, I didn't know that
Something
either.
okay.
But it's really cool to have to do that.
yeah.
It does make it easier to, bring those back to life.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. They just sell it, and it's already got the cord in there, and it's just plug and play right into the board.
Huh.
I also learned don't touch the power supply even if it's off. It'll jolt you.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's
So-
pretty much what I played classic-wise. Other than that, I mean, I, like everybody else, bought a lot of stuff on the Steam sale, and,
Right.
Yeah, Steve, you been playing anything recently that's like older school?
I've mostly actually been playing newer games recently. I have been playing Earthbound a little bit on the Wii U because I bought that once I got my Wii U on the
Nice.
eShop. And I mean, I've played through that game a bunch of times before, but it's kind of cool just to have it because of the way the Wii U controller works. I can like put it in my lap and just play it like whenever I want. It's kind of cool.
Right. Yeah, it is really cool.
So I've been playing it every now and then.
Sweet.
Grant is just like there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
He's just staring.
You been
Staring
playing
at
anything
T.
that's kind of cool?
I'm playing Minecraft.
Or
No, but I played Kirby's All Star. I got that on Wii for free, or Wii U for free.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. a few
Is that the
months ago.
Super Nintendo one?
Yeah, the one with all the different mini games.
Right. That one's fun.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking that the other day. I want to go back. I want to go back and catalog like all my old GBA games that I own and stuff, and digitize them.
Yeah.
I need to find a USB to cartridge port. And one of the reasons being is I want to go back and play. You guys remember Kirby Spinball at all?
Yeah. Oh, I used to like
I recall it, yeah.
I was like super addicted to that game as a kid. I want to go back and play it just like for like an afternoon, like stream it on Twitch and stuff, just to be like whatever. Well, actually, I think I made my decision this afternoon. I'm probably done with Twitch as far as like streaming to that. I'm probably gonna go to Hitbox.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I might be switching to Hitbox too. We'll see how that goes.
It's like I've got like 30 followers on Twitch, but right now I'm kind of like, sorry, dude. It's just like Twitch has been a pain lately. So, but yeah, I'm gonna start doing some retro stuff on the site, some playthroughs. So like, I'm gonna do like one I want to do is like Batman on the NES was like a game I loved when I was a kid. I want to do some bad games
the
too,
old
just
purple
for the. Did it? What?
The old purple Batman.
Oh yeah, well I mean that game's great.
Yeah, no, it's,
It was made by Sunsoft, that's why.
yeah, true.
And then I want to go back and play some like games that infuriate the shit out of me because I think that would be funny.
Sure, the NES has plenty of those.
Yeah, like I was thinking like Skater Die 2. That's a fucking terrible game.
What's the name of that? Was it Skitchin? That one?
Oh yeah, Skitchin's awesome. You just go around and ride on the
it's like-
back of cars.
Yeah, it was pretty much like Road Rash, but on rollerblades, basically.
Yep.
Yep. And I have to do some more Road Rash stuff. Oh man, I don't know. I'm like teetering on getting a capture card to like actually capture from like real hardware.
Oh yeah,
I don't
it's
know. They're so damn expensive.
they are.
But yeah, definitely gonna
Actually,
start doing retro stuff.
I just remember I actually did play not that long ago the old Road Rash on the Genesis, and I will say I cannot. It was awful. It was terrible. I seriously could sit there and count the frames, and it was just so hard to try and control and steer.
It's like a
Single
CD
player wise
version,
wasn't bad, but I was playing with somebody, and like it did not handle multiplayer well at all.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Like
it was on what was that? What are those called? Retrocons or something? Those,
Retron 5.
like, yeah, it was a Retron 5. Thank you. Yeah, I mean it was a neat little thing to have, but I did actually not like I like that you could actually plug in the old controllers to it, but it also had the wireless ones that came with it. But the wireless ones are, for some reason, done through infrared, so you always have to have it pointing at the system, and it's just.
Okay, so this isn't the 5. This is like one of the clone consoles.
4. No,
Oh,
it was. Yeah, it might have been 4.
Yeah, the 5
Not
is
5.
the Android one. It's got like the
Yeah.
emulation on it. Yeah. Yeah, the 5 is fine, but you definitely have to have controllers because it's controller it comes with is like utter crap. It's like not worth anything.
Right.
But the Retron 5, like the problem is, it's like they didn't measure the PCBs for the cartridges at all, and so like the first couple times you like literally have to like physically bend pins inside the thing for it to fit, and then the hold on the cartridge it has is so tight that I kind of don't trust it. Like a lot of people were like, it's probably going to be fine that you use the cartridges, but I don't know, man. I'm like feeling like it's like borderline like scraping the contacts off the damn PCB board. So I'm like,
yeah, I mean, if it is.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but and then you got to update it, and you can only go through their Facebook page because that's the only place you can find the link to update it. And then you have to do it through SD card, and it's got a bunch of little issues. Like it's like they basically took a phone, put it inside of a box with like controller ports, because you start it like any other Android device. You have to hold down the power button for 5 seconds. It's just not a quick like on thing. I mean it's a cool idea. But I'm kind of like they need like a revision too of it. But yeah, but anyways, until then, I have a Nintendo and I don't open it. I just sniff it.
Only once. See, I've been playing. What else have I played? I'm actually playing the remake of Castle of Illusion, Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion, which is fantastic. I always loved the game growing up. I just thought it was really, really well made, the music and everything, and all the scenery, and it was just a really good game. But so I'm playing the remake, and all the graphics and everything are really good. I mean, Mickey Mouse looks like the 3D version that you expect and everything. And one thing that's really nice about it is you can switch the soundtrack to the new like orchestra versions of it, or it's back to the Genesis music. Nice. And I of course just put the Genesis version of the music because it's awesome.
Only if it had physics.
Only if it had physics, yeah. Oh, that would be the dream of the game. Physics with Genesis soundtrack.
You can make it happen. And, somebody needs to make the Captain Kirk Gorn fight game.
Yeah. And then there's Grant was nice enough and got me Freedom Planet for Christmas, and that game it makes me so stupidly happy because it plays just like an old Sonic game, but like with extra like powers and stuff, where you can like fly across the thing and like run into like people where you do like these drill attacks and stuff, but like the running and everything and like going through loops and the speed and everything of it feels just like an old Sonic game. They did a really good job, and of course, yeah, I mean it has that furry to it, but it's very enjoyable. Yeah, the music is sounds like straight out off the Genesis. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I need to play it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get that.
Thanks for buying it for me, Grant.
Yeah,
Um,
because once one of us gets something, we all have it.
yeah. Well, not right now. I don't.
Unless it's Ubisoft.
We have
Unless
to
it's
get the
Ubisoft.
Brimstone hooked up to you guys. Can I rant about something really quick?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay. So I have Pinball Arcade. I love Pinball
Uh-oh.
Arcade. When did you guys go to PAX East?
That was almost a year ago. That was last April.
April, yeah, April.
Okay, and they told you they were working on it, on the DirectX 11 patch, and it was like 2 months out at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking 2015 now. And like they keep on their forums. I literally wrote a forum post on Steam that said, "Okay, listen, these guys said at PAX East they're currently working on it. It's going to be out in a couple months." And then they're like DirectX 11 patch, is going to be out in that time frame. And I'm like, okay. And then they come up with another excuse. They finally on their forum said, "Oh well, we're working on the Xbox One version. When we get that done, then we'll do the PC." Now, logically, this is the way I see it, okay? People that are going to own arcade machines, a pinball machine is 10,000 times worse than an arcade machine to keep it running. There's so much that can go wrong with them.
So many moving parts.
You cannot just be an average Joe that owns one of those. You have to be technically inclined. You have to know how the electronics on them work, especially on the solid state ones. You can't just, flubble your way through it and immediately, if you don't have a technical knowledge, you're not going to own a pinball machine. That's just it. There's so many people sell them because they can't keep up with the damn machines.
Yeah.
Logically, if you're that type of person, for your gaming machine, you're going to own a PC.
Mhm.
I've seen that many times. They're treating the PC gamers like second-rate citizens. It's always the Android devices, the consoles, then the PC. And I'm quite frankly getting kind of sick of their attitude towards the PC. And I've talked to many people. They're also getting sick of it to actually do own pinball machines. These are your most passionate gamers. You need to get up off your ass and fucking treat the PC with some damn respect. It's just the way they've handled it's the worst way. We're talking about like when Assassin's Creed's like delayed a couple times, they have a shit fit, or the thing with the Halo. Imagine if they did that to you 20 times in a row, and then finally changed the story completely. So the thing that I want to say about that, if you're one of these people that's like gaming on Pinball Arcade on the PC and you're bitching about the DirectX 11 patch, it's fine that you go to the forums, but stop buying tables from them. Okay? Any studio, money's going to talk first before you bitching on a forum. It's like, vote with your wallet, please. Okay? I'm just... I love the game so much. The physics are dead on, but it looks like a fucking Android game.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And it makes me mad because, like, PS4's had this lighting patch for how long now?
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
They've got it on how many platforms? I mean, it's on the freaking Ouya. They need to expand their team or something, or they need to drop a couple versions of it. They obviously can't keep up with all these versions of the game. So, anyways, I want to rant about that and get it off my chest because it's been something that's been making me mad for the past couple weeks. And every time I keep on seeing like things on my Steam popping up saying like, "Oh, you have a new comment," and it's somebody coming in defending the game. There's nothing to defend on that.
There isn't.
So yeah.
I mean, they do have a small team from the sound of things, but other than that, they need to get working.
To me, it's like, it's fine. It's going to take you a while, but what they should have said is, we'll work on it when we can. We don't know when it's going to come out. We have a lot of versions and stuff, but instead they keep on changing their story every like month or so. Until like finally they've said, well, we have actually never worked on it. We're working on the Xbox One version now, and then we'll get to the PC after that. It's like, if that was any other studio, they would get so much shit. and I think
Oh,
they
they
should
would.
get shit for it. So, and the reason I'm talking about in the retro save cast is because it's pinball tables, and this is more like supposed to be like a simulation of pinball tables, not like an actual like
Right. Yeah,
arcadey kind
I
of
totally agree.
experience. Like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I mean most of the tables on there are the old tables from like the 80s and 70s.
all the
and so
tables
forth.
are. Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They've only had one made up one, and it was Ghostbusters, and that is its own standalone thing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it just annoys me that you're gonna say have a mission statement that you're gonna make something that's a simulation of pinball, and you're doing it for the hardcore pinball enthusiasts out there. Guys, your hardcore enthusiasts that actually own the machines are on a PC.
Mhm.
So, I don't want to make a blanket statement for all of them, but most of the ones that I know, they have PCs because they would rather diddle daddle and fidget with their own stuff instead of buying a console. So, yeah. Anyways, that's been irritating the shit out of me. So,
Fair enough. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm not a big. I haven't played it too much, or whatever, but I mean, I do like the game, and it'd be nice if it was patched. Especially when the guy said to my face, "Yeah, it would be done in 2 months at the latest."
yeah. Everybody's
so anyways,
like awkward. Why
I
is
know
it,
it's so
why is it-
awkward.
why is he doing this? It's awkward. Just go
What's
with it.
pinball? He's
Oh my
so
God.
mad.
Nobody can say what's pinball now because Lethal Frags made it so popular on Twitch now.
Right.
He even said like fuck pinball arcade. He just went and bought his own machines, started streaming those on Twitch.
So, out of curiosity, have any of you guys messed with that website that just came out like a week or two ago, where they have like over 2,000 DOS games you can just play on the web?
No, I've seen, what was it? Archive.org had put up like a whole bunch of arcade games on their site that you could actually go in and play, similar the same way.
Yeah, I think it's the same people actually, same place.
I could see up your nose.
All right. It's still archive.org. They put up like a shit ton of let's see here, 2,295 DOS games.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Mhm.
Especially for people that, just have like laptops or something. Want to play something
Mhm.
later on the go, you can just go there and do it.
Right.
Are you
have any
allowed
of you
to?
guys met-
No, I haven't messed with it.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to
No.
download the ROM?
It doesn't seem like it. You can only play off of the website itself.
What is
Okay,
the
so
website?
It's all done through the browser.
So are you able to
So,
do
I was
game
talking about-
saves?
Yeah, I think you can.
Okay.
How did they get the rights to do this?
Actually, let's see here.
Oh, retro.
That's-
Because
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
what I'm
like a
wondering,
bunch
too.
of different companies would still own these rights. It seems weird that they're
Right.
able to-
I mean, there's like the old like Prince of Persia's and stuff, and it's like I know Ubisoft has that, so I don't know how
Right.
it's gone over so far.
If it's archive.org and they're not just pirating it, like they actually legitimately have the rights to it.
Right.
What is the
Yeah, I'm
website?
not sure how that.
Well, I
Huh?
mean, if you can't download it and you can only play it on their site, maybe that's how they're getting away with it.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
could.
maybe.
I still would think they would need some kind of rights to it.
Yeah, you think? I mean, I'm sure some of this stuff, like they have like the old like SimCity and stuff, and I know that stuff's still on.
Right, you can buy that
What
on
is
Good Old Games and
Or-
Origin, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I exactly know. I had the old Disney Aladdin and everything too. I was playing it. I was playing around with some of the games and stuff, and they ran pretty well. They take sometimes a little bit to like start up and get like DOSBox going and get
Do
it
they
all.
have Dark Forces?
Dark Forces? As in the Star Wars game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Shit, is there X-Wing on there?
What was the
Yeah.
website again?
Archive.org.
Archive.org. Yeah. Let's see here. Search. No, but this game looks like something someone told me about. They have your Middle Earth game, Grant, that you always talked about on your old computer that you had.
Yeah.
Middle Earth.
No, I don't see Dark Forces. What was the other one?
X-Wing. If they don't have Dark Forces, they don't have X-Wing.
Yeah, they won't have it. I doubt it. Anyway.
I was just curious because they're obviously getting the rights for this.
That's
It's like
there's X-Wing Fighter. I don't know if it's the same thing or not, but
probably like a knockoff.
no, it's from 1982. That's not the same game.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
there's
it's
still
cool.
a lot. Yeah, I mean it's cool. It seems to play well. You can. It seems like you can actually hook up a controller and everything, and it works. It's still a little buggy here and there, but I'm sure they'll, if it keeps up being popular or whatever, I'm sure they'll fix the little control issues and whatnot.
It'd be cool if they kept up with it, because could you imagine 20 years in the future when you go to archive.org and you can stream yourself like a game that was on the original Xbox or something?
Well, they have Halo Combat Evolved demo up there.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure that's the PC version probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I actually played that on the PC. I remember they had added a real
Oh, really?
or something. Yeah, and it had online
Huh.
multiplayer actually, and
Yeah,
I think it still has a following because Bungie just patched it last year.
Really?
Yeah. When they took the, I can't remember what the story was. They did something with the games for Windows Live stuff, and somehow that affected those servers. And I think Bungie patched it so people could run it on their own servers or something like that. Which is funny because Bungie didn't really have anything to do with that version, but they just did anyways. So.
All right, who's the one playing something?
That was me. I was trying to play DuckTales. It sounded awful.
Oh, that old DuckTales game. I love that game.
Yeah, the sound is terrible.
Yeah, DOS MIDI was pretty damn terrible until they got to Sound Blasters.
Yeah. The thing is there's part of me that loves it because it's just tone by tone to make music, and I just thought that there's a nice simplicity to it that I enjoy.
Right.
What was the old DOS screens that were just monochrome blue? You remember those?
Yes, but I don't know what I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what they're called.
I remember playing games on one of those and listening to the audio, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And we're talking about 90s. I was playing somebody's old machine, and I was like, "The sound on this is terrible. It sounds like an Atari 2600." It's it wasn't for me. It wasn't until, and there wasn't very many people had them. I just was lucky to know somebody. But audio for me on PCs that in my mind didn't pop until I ran into somebody that had an Amiga. And I was like, oh, okay, Amigas sound good. And then finally we started getting the CD-ROM based games, the CD-ROM version of Dark Forces on PC, because a lot of times a lot of my friends their parents would buy them IBM machines. And, the IBM machines of the day, they were just a basic machine. They didn't have a sound card really in them at all or anything, or a very basic sound card. And of course, parents didn't know anything about that, so it just kind of stayed with the same basic 2 tones, per minute sound card that was in those things. So I always kind of knew. Yeah, I mean, I always kind of knew DOS games as just having shitty sound until I actually ran into a machine that was worth a damn. Some of the Atari 16-bit machines before Atari died had some pretty good sound to it. But other than that, it was you live out in the middle of nowhere and you got a lot of consoles.
Yeah, it's amazing. We kind of take it for granted now because we can do sound. I mean, it's built into the motherboard, and getting a sound card now, unless you're doing this crazy shit, like is just there's no point. So we kind of take it for granted now. But back then, that was almost the thing more than graphics cards are now. It was like the same idea. Like you try to get like the best sound card you can get sometimes for some of those games back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, we
'Cause
cheat
it's-
with sound now.
Yeah.
I really mean that. Here, let me show you something for a sec. But anyways, yeah, like, I mean, for some reason, just because I didn't know the right people, like, PC wasn't very appealing for, like, the longest time.
Mhm.
You know, like, after the video game crash happened, we had a Atari computer, just because, like, on the news and everything, they were saying, like, oh, if you want to have a computer or play games, you need to have a computer. And it was just kind of like
Mhm.
that way for a couple of years until Nintendo came out, and then everybody, at least in my neighborhood, went back to consoles.
Right.
Anyways, let's see here. Screen share. How do I screen share? Here we go. Share. Look at this thing. Oh, you can't see it, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well, that worked brilliantly.
That works really well. Damn you, Google Plus or Google Hangouts.
Okay, how about
Oh,
now?
there it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this thing came with
Whoa.
my motherboard. It's called Sonic Radar,
Uh-huh.
and it's a terrible thing. It basically it like puts an overlay on your screen when you're playing a game, and it just like says, "Okay, over here, there's somebody trying to shoot at you over here." Like it will track footsteps even before you can physically hear them. It'll just be like, "I hear footsteps over here. Kill this person." So it's just basically the whole time just like guiding you to where to shoot in Call of Duty. It's like
Oh,
it's such a fucking
it feels
cheat.
so cheap. Oh,
That is where we have gotten to now. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Back then, if you had a sound blaster sound card, you were like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
Yeah, I remember getting my first Antec Lansing speakers set up. They were massive. It's like those things were
Yeah.
ridiculously huge.
That's
Whatever
actually the
happened
kind of
to
speakers
that-
I have.
Yeah, whatever happened to that company? Because I swear everyone had those speakers. I know I had like 3 of them.
Yeah, they were like this big, like on the desk. They were like huge. They were like bigger than my head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's still around. It's just I never see anybody with them anymore.
Yeah, like I
I
got
remember
those.
I had.
Got my first actual gaming PC. It kind of looks like what Steve has. You know, it was beige.
Oh,
and
Steve, I
stuff,
wish you
but
could sell the world your case right now.
I told him to make a video. He just said no.
Oh, just bring it to my house. We'll make a video.
You need to go to his house so you get like the monitor and everything.
Well, the monitor's actually
Yeah.
new. I used to
Well,
have
I
that
have
old
no.
PC monitor, but
It'll be perfect because I have the old Dell CRT still sitting here, so we can hook that up, and then we'll play Skyrim on it.
Don't feel bad. I know somebody that still uses an old Silicon Graphics monitor because they swear by it. It's like, I'll never stop using it.
There's part of me that just still loves the CRT monitors.
They're
yeah,
faster.
They're so annoying to
Yeah.
transport though, because they're so heavy and big.
Yeah.
They take
You
up your
got to move
entire
them around,
desk.
that's the thing. And they take up a lot of room. But honestly, I think like, yeah, they're faster. So like, I remember like playing like Sonic CD like not that long ago on it, and just one, it looked and felt right, and also it just smooth as silk running that, and also the contrast ratio over, unless you got like an OLED, like is normally better than any LCD out there. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not thrilled with any flat screen. I don't know if flat screen's the right word, but any LCD or even OLED, I'm not like thrilled with it. It just seems like there's a latency there that there wasn't before.
Yeah, it's also a little bit.
Yeah, the brightness is obviously not only more present, but for some reason, like on an LCD, like if I have to turn the screen brightness up, it kills my eyes. Where on a CRT, I can like withstand it a lot longer.
Right. Right now, I'm like to light in my face right now is I'm just using my LCD with a white screen on it.
Yeah, it's cool because when you're talking, actually when we're all talking, we're doing it on a delay or something, so it's kind of neat.
Right. Yeah, a little bit.
It's like Google's like, no, you cannot be in real time.
No. But yeah, the CRT definitely isn't as bright as my LCDs, but the blacks and like the contrast between lights and darks is definitely better on the CRT. You can definitely tell like it's more it has a nice gradual down to a really really dark, where the LCDs kind of have like they get dark and everything, but it doesn't go perfectly black. Is like almost it's off, where a CRT can. I know OLEDs kind of can because
actually at
is
least for me, I'm going to disagree with you because my panel is a VA panel. It's not a TN or whatnot. And when it goes black, it goes black. Like you can barely see anything. It has to do with the panel technology.
Mhm.
But VA is really good for that. But VA's got a little bit more latency to it. And then the other thing I've noticed with VA is like, especially like playing like high speed games from like left to right or whatever.
Mhm.
As soon as you go like at a fast speed, any performance that you gain from like having the high refresh of it or anything, immediately just it doesn't matter. It gets blurry. But yeah, like VA panels, it gets pretty dark. It's kind of actually crazy how they work. And I'm kind of curious about Grant's, because I would like to know like if he's played any classic games on his like old Genesis games, and like if it still does that LCD blur, because he's got 144 hertz refresh on his.
Right.
I have not, so I cannot tell you at this
Aw.
time.
Aww.
Also, why is your camera all black and white?
Because I put it on black and white.
That's
It's
lame.
artistic,
Why is
damn
it black?
Yeah,
There you
probably
go.
watching
God,
a security
why are you-
monitor or something.
I like seeing your rosy cheeks.
Model your new headset.
That's way too.
No, this is how you do.
Oh yeah. Look at the headset.
It's
Oh,
all.
I gotta get a new headset.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
I got a lot of other stuff to buy. Okay.
All right, computer, $1,000 CPU. So
Yeah.
I can play DuckTales.
Gotta get paid for it.
That's always my favorite thing about Logan at Tech Syndicate when he does a stream. He's like, "Oh, I got a new graphics card. It's got so much more memory." He's like, "I need to play a game." He like plays like 10 minutes of Skyrim. It crashes. He gets pissed off, and then he goes and plays Super Nintendo games.
Right. Really pushing that hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the first games I played when I got the 760 was like something from like the PS1 or PS2 era or something. Like, yeah, I'm really pushing my new graphics card.
Actually, I gotta load Dolphin on this thing and see if I can play some GameCube games on it now. We got the better
I
hardware.
tried that with
Mm.
Metroid Prime and it did not work at all on mine. It was so laggy.
Really?
Really? I don't
Yeah.
have any problems with the SNES games. Genesis games usually give me a problem sometimes because like they haven't really done a whole lot to do new emulators for Genesis games lately. It's been kind of stagnant for a while. So they kind of need to do an update with that. Like with Windows 8, every time I go into full screen, either it's all garbled or it's or if I go to quit a game out and try to start another game, then the emulator crashes. So I don't know what's up with that. SNEX was the one I used for SNES. SNEX 9 or something like that, or 9X or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, 9X.
Yeah, I use that one. That's probably the best one out right now.
I like ZSNES better, but 9 has...
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one better. But the SNES X9 or whatever has multiplayer. You can do like LAN multiplayer.
Yeah.
Online, net play and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like Z-SNES a little bit better too, but 9X is pretty good.
ZSNES is the old one that looks like a DOS window,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and it has like all the little
Yeah,
weird
see, I moved
notebook.
away from that because they actually started having problems because they haven't like updated it since like 2006.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they updated it. That's
Yeah.
part of the problem. But
Like the other one just got updated 2 years ago or something.
Yeah. What Genesis emulator do you use?
Fusion.
Gens Plus. I think
I use
have
Gens Plus.
Yeah, I use Fusion because it actually upscales the high def. Gens Plus, when I try to upscale to high def and then go to full screen, I just get a garbled mess for whatever reason.
Really.
Yeah.
I'll try Fusion next time. Maybe that'll be better.
Yeah, I don't know, but I had problems with it. I'm just saying, like, if any of you guys are programmers out there, I need a new Genesis emulator that actually works.
Really, I want a Sega Saturn emulator that actually works.
Yeah, they've always had a problem with that.
Yeah,
always
but-
have, and I know it's partly because of the processors in it and stuff.
Right.
Like,
And
they
there's
just have
not really that many
program.
games on it, so I
No,
feel like it's probably not worth it for a lot of people to develop something like that, just because there's not too many games that you can play on there.
yeah, it would be very popular.
Most games on the Saturn were also on the PS1 or the Sega CD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or just have Nintendo have Sega get up off their ass and like bring out like Panzer Dragoon Saga and stuff like that on, port it over.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, Shining Force 3. I would be all crazy if they did that, because that
Yeah.
game is fantastic.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I finally got a Saturn emulator working, and I tried out a few games on it and everything. I forget which one I use. I think it's SSX. No, not SSX. Damn it, I can't remember the name of it that I used. But there's Saturn, and then there's another one that I would go back and forth because some games would work on one and some games wouldn't work on the other. But I finally got it to work, and I played Shining Force 3, and I fell in love with that game. It was fantastic. Easily the best game I played on Saturn.
Cool. Well, I don't know, man. It's like there's so much stuff that I want to come out. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find a good Neo Geo emulator. I'm kind of lucky in that I can just like plug in like my CD drive and back up my games, because I've like last time I tried the Neo Geo CD out, I had a couple of games that started getting bit rot in them. Which makes me really sad. I don't know if you ever messed with Neo Geo CD, but like all the jewel cases actually have like the Neo Geo emblem and stuff on them. They're really nice. And then the other problem is too is like every time I go to use it, it still has like the load times. It's like why? It's like why is it reading the CD at one time?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. It's like speed it up.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I have a bucket list of like emulators I just wish people would work on. Like, I know people are in love with the AES system, but the Neo Geo CD actually had like better music 9 times out of 10, or like extra content, or there's like some weird offshoots that you can't get on the AES because there was a size restriction. Like there was a Samurai Showdown RPG that was actually not half bad that was on the Neo Geo CD. So. I'd like to see people do more updated stuff like that. It seems like all the emulators are worth a damn now are on Android. Like everybody's worried about porting stuff to phones now, and not so much about PC.
Right.
But there's that one, that RetroArch. That thing's flipping awesome. Everything I've thrown at it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think we found it a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Actually,
I'm at the point now where I'm just gonna pretty much enjoy all my games through emulation, because it's really hard to run original hardware on LCDs anymore and have it look nice.
yeah. Actually, one emulator I really want, especially now with the way the consoles have gone because they're not backwards compatible, is I really want to see original Xbox emulator, but for some reason no one really can make one, and I don't know why. 100%. I mean, you would think it'd be easier because it's x86 architecture, so you think it'd be really easy to port to, x86 architecture, but for some reason, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, from my understanding, it's has a lot to do with Microsoft's never released the information on the SDKs for the console, and for some reason it just hasn't gotten out. Nobody has one. That system had a lot of weird things going on with like GeForce stuff, or not GeForce, but NVIDIA stuff and whatnot. That was Yeah, it was like
NVIDIA graphics.
it's a proprietary version of DirectX just for that. And
Right.
so, as far as the system, as far as I understand, it was actually Windows CE modified.
hmm
But the actual information, the actual code you need to look at, as far as I understand, is just not out there, and nobody's actually bothered to take an original Xbox and try to rip it off the Xbox. Which they've had to at some point because I've seen cracked Xboxes out there, but this is the excuse.
Oh
keep
yeah,
hearing.
I've seen it.
So, so that's the thing I keep on hearing about. I don't know why it's so hard. It shouldn't be. It was just a Pentium 3.
Right.
It's like the Pentium 3 was no powerhouse.
No. Actually, didn't they in the later versions? Didn't they change the processor to a what is it? It's not Pentium 3. It wasn't a Pentium 3 in the later ones. It was.
Well, it's technically was. It's when the Celeron line caught up to where the Pentium 3 was. It was 733 megahertz Pentium 3 in the original
Right.
ones. That
Right.
version of the Pentium 3 just got moved to Celeron line.
hmm
So it was still technically the same chip.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think it was maybe a tad bit slower, but that's it. It wasn't really a whole lot different.
I ran a little bit cooler, maybe.
Yeah, I do remember taking one apart. Compared, like the early Xboxes, if you took them apart, the heatsink had a fan on it, and then the later ones they were just passively cooled. So there's definitely some lower wattage stuff that they're running in there, but yeah, I mean the Xbox had tons of like really good stuff that nobody probably even knows about. Like I remember playing stupid amounts of hours of Fusion Frenzy, and I don't care what anybody says. Fusion Frenzy was freaking awesome.
That was the ball one,
That's a
right?
fun game.
Where people were in the balls and
Yeah.
trying to run each other off a
Yeah.
arena or something.
Yeah, it's like American Gladiators. Dun, dun, dun,
Mhm.
dun, dun. You know, as far as like the Halo stuff, I don't really care about that, but
No. Well, I mean, they keep coming out with like remakes and stuff like that, but like I would love to see like Blinks or Crimson Skies or
mhm.
what is that, Jet Radio Future or whatever. I like to see some of that stuff in nice HD, graphics on an emulator or something. Play that again.
I also
way.
feel like maybe that's such a new system with the library didn't have as much crap there compared to like PlayStation that maybe they're just thinking they could re-release that or something, release a lot of that on like
Yeah.
download or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, as we were saying before, probably porting that over to Xbox One if Microsoft does plan on that should not be that hard because it's again architecture-wise roughly the same. Still, I mean, besides the NVIDIA stuff.
Yeah, there's like one game I really want to see them like. If I can't play it soon, I'm gonna end up emulating and broadcasting it on Hitbox. It's have you guys ever heard of an old game called Whiplash? It was on
Yeah,
PS2.
Yes.
The one with the bunny and the squirrel.
Yes.
Mhm.
There's so many people.
I always
who don't
wanted
know
to play
about
that
game.
one. I never played
It
it.
is flipping awesome. So you are. I think it's a weasel and a bunny that have been two animals in a laboratory that have been experimented on. And so like I can't remember what they did to the weasel. I don't know if they just made him like really fast. The bunny's supposed to be completely invulnerable. He's
Yeah,
indestructible. He
play
can't do
it and
anything.
stuff.
So the weasel has the bunny on a chain, like they're chained together, and he's just like whipping the bunny around to destroy stuff. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and play that sooner or later. I remember seeing that and just reading the idea, and it was like up there with like Earthworm Jim. I'm like, this is so stupid. I love it. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do a stream of that one day coming up soon. So, anyways,
Speaking of which,
as far as other
did
retro
you-
stuff,
actually, well, did you ever try the was it the remakes of Earthworm Jim that came out like a year or two ago?
no, I didn't bother.
No.
Were they actual
Any of you
remakes or
guys-
just ports?
There's a HD remake, but it was on consoles
Yeah.
only, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was only on consoles. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's on Steam or not. That's a great question.
I have so many damn versions of Earthworm Jim. It's coming out my ears. I wasn't really gonna
Well,
buy another one.
it was on a lot of stuff. Like I didn't really realize it until I was older that it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Speaking of Saturn games, the Saturn version of Earthworm Jim 2 is awesome because they did like the treatment for Earthworm Jim Special Edition on Sega CD, where they redid the entire soundtrack. And the soundtrack on the Saturn version is awesome. It's really, really cool. If you happen to have a Saturn, I recommend it. It's pretty awesome. Earthworm Jim Sega CD was a very, very cool game too. They added some stuff to it and whatnot.
Such an system, honestly, the Sega CD.
Yeah, I know. You need to get yourself one. It's awesome.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, it is awesome.
So, you can never hook it up and play it.
Yeah, technically I don't have one. I was using Steve's while he lived with me for a while.
Last thing I played on it, I was just like dicking around. I was playing, I want to say like Lethal Enforcers 2 with the Konami light gun. Like when I had a CRT hooked up.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I just want to play some light gun games. I tried playing Snatcher, and I got like to like the first light gun part, and I was like, yeah, this is a little bit more involved with like story and stuff. I just want to shoot things.
So good though.
Yeah.
Oh, game is so good.
What is the other one I have? I want to say Mad Dog McCree or something like that. It's ridiculous. Like there's like parts where you like it's full motion video, which Grant will hate.
I get the idea that I hate full motion video.
Because you said all full motion video is shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is, but it doesn't mean I hate it. It's got its own charm.
Kind of means that you hate it.
Never mind. Yeah, but there's like it's just like they have really, really bad actors in this game. There's like parts where you're shooting and
All
you'll see
bananas.
like you'll see like the guy's hat fly off and he's like it's pretty fantastic just for that. I think there was a second one. I don't have that, and I don't think it must have got like a very rare printed or something. I remember seeing an ad for it in a magazine once. I've never actually seen it in real life.
Actually, it's reminding me. Have any of you guys played Tesla Effect Tesla Effect?
Yes.
Yeah,
It is awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has not played it or heard of it, basically, if you loved old FMV like cheesiness type games back in the day, this is the game for you. It's magnificent.
The funny thing is it's actually based on an original series. Like the original series just ended with a cliffhanger, and like after 15 years or whatever, they brought it back to try to figure out what happened after that game ended.
Yeah.
Huh. I actually did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, Tex Murphy was originally
novel.
That's right. It's a Tex Murphy game. I totally forgot.
yeah, it was originally the original Tex Murphys had some FMV in them, but not a whole lot. There was like it was kind of like a side scroller in a way.
Right.
And that was like the first two. Then the next three were FMV, but the way it worked was like 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 were all like connected together, and then the fifth one, the one that was ended on the cliffhanger, was sort of like him looking back on one of the first games. So it was like told in a weird way.
Right.
So this one I actually like got excited because they weren't going to do that where they were trying to go back like they did with that one, because that's what frustrated me about that last one. It's actually like a whole new story, and the thing that's great about it is they managed to get like all these actors back together again, and they're all willing to be like over the top, ridiculously stupid, like like it would have been back then. It's like, could you just like maybe act but badly?
I want you to act as bad as you possibly can. That would be great.
I could see the director go on there and go, think William Shatner.
That was too good.
No. Think William Shatner, but worse. No, that game is fantastic. And then the cool thing that they did about it is everything that's happened in the last 15 years, there's like jokes about Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze in it. I was like, yes, like there's like modern stuff in there. They didn't like try going back and it's back into the well or whatever. And they did a great job. I want more FMV games like that.
Yeah, I kind of miss them personally. Just as we said before, really the only ones that really were any like good, like serious wise, was probably like Wing Commander or like Command and Conquer or something. But that was because EA budget. Everything else was just silly, and like the only way it could be any good, it had to be just stupid, silly. But I'm fine with that. I kind of miss it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Wing Commander, though, it had like the same syndrome that like Terminator 2 did. It was like it was really good because it had a stupid, insane budget, but it killed the company. It's like
Yeah, Origin didn't last very long after that.
we can't recoup these costs because we let Chris Roberts into the well.
Well, see, that's why Chris Roberts just got to be like, you know what? I can't have a company pay for me. I'll just let people give me money, and I'll make a game. And
Yeah,
they won't stop giving you money.
This is not retro, but people stop giving Chris Roberts money. The game will never come out. Keep on adding to it.
Yeah. We're doing this in advance because it's still going to probably be like 15 years from now that that game comes out because you keep giving him money.
We'll be like 2 generations in a graphics card before we even get like any part of gameplay of that. He'll just keep on releasing parts as modules.
Yeah, and the thing is it still won't run on that hardware when it comes out.
Yeah. Like, Chris Roberts making a game is kind of like a terrorist promising you something, you know, like giving out like small pieces of like, you know, I have your family members, but I'm only going to give you like an ear or a finger, you know.
Mm.
Oh, I'm sorry, was I not supposed to compare him to a terrorist? So, anyways, yeah. Wing Commander was awesome, but yeah, there more Wing Commanders after that.
Yeah, well, I mean, what is that? At the time, they had like a $14 million budget, which was stupid amount of money back in 1993.
Yeah, I mean, I remember they made some money back on a couple of them, but it got to the point where EA was just like throwing money at them to float them. They weren't actually making anything on those.
3 and 4 made their money back and more, but the 5th one was the one that kind of did them in because it didn't do very well and it cost them like $10 million to make or whatever they did.
Was that Prophecy?
Yeah, Prophecy.
Yeah, Prophecy wasn't very good though, in my opinion. It was okay. It just wasn't great.
Yeah, like I think it's definitely they fine-tuned the gameplay and everything, but the story and whatnot wasn't as good. And Mark Hamill wasn't a main character in it, so that kind of hurt it.
Yeah. So, anyways, my thoughts. I was talking to you about this a while ago. Maybe we could do like a playthrough thing or something where it's like the 3 of us getting together for a podcast, but it's not like this. It's like edited, so there's not like dead air and stuff. So what I was thinking is like we'll pick a game, we'll go through it, you know, yada yada yada, and then we gotta have like webcams or audio or something. We can like record like certain moments, and I can like splice them together to make like gameplay moments, and then we can put that up before we actually do a retro save cast, and we'll have everything to talk about. And then retro save cast, I don't know, like when we start talking, we could just get into like these things because we could just talk about anything. Like we were talking about like me and Joe were up last night talking about like ancient like video game technology, like CPUs and stuff, and I was like, why do we talk about these things? We just go into like these tangents and rants, but it's fine. But yeah, so as far as today, it wasn't very well put together, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what to do with this platform here with Retro Savecast. Steve is supposed to be hosting it, so it's all his fault.
Yeah, blame me.
It's Steve's thing. I mean, are we still live right now, or are we done?
Oh, no, we're still live. I'm going to let this go.
Oh, okay. Started talking about that stuff, like, wait, are we still live?
Yeah, I was curious as well.
I am looking for something because I wanted to make a recommendation before we go, so fill the air.
Oh, okay. So
now we're just going to have awkward silence.
Yeah, well, it's not like you've been doing anything but awkward silence since we started.
Other people were talking. That's not awkward.
Oh,
that's just normal silence.
You can continue to talk. What old consoles? Do you have any old consoles still hooked up, Grant, or are you just rocking the new one?
I have my N64 still technically in position that you could play it, but it
It's not
doesn't
plugged
read
in.
all the it doesn't read cartridges as well as it used to. I think it'll play like Mario Kart and
Why is
Star
why
Fox.
is the N64 like one of the most beloved old consoles? I fucking hate that console.
I do too.
I think it had a lot of good games. It's just
Because it's
there were such a small
Nintendo.
library.
It's such a small library, and also like
Didn't age
people
well.
still love it. But looking back and going back at it, it sucks. It is just terrible. Controller is this mingled mess, and also the games are like feel broken, half of them.
What do you mean? GoldenEye felt perfect with two different controllers in your hand like this.
Yeah.
All
These
disjointed.
games ran fine for what they are. I never played a twin stick shooter before them, so they handled perfectly.
Well, you didn't play anything on PC. You got Quake and shit out before
Well,
that.
let's be fair. Doom, the first version of Doom was pretty shitty on PC because to move forward, you had to keep on going like this with your mouse, or you used
Yeah.
the arrow keys.
Yeah. Again, we had this argument about Doom last night because you always like it, and I'm like, no, it's a shitty game.
I mean, Doom's fine. It has pixels. They're in a
I feel like
3D
it
shape.
controls like
but-
shit.
It's fine if you just want to sit down and just like blindingly shoot stuff for no apparent reason. It's a perfect game for that.
Person shooters for that.
Yeah, there's tons of other ones that are much better at doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like Doom. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I'll
I'll sit here-
I'll give it its respects. I mean, it's definitely an important game in history, but looking back and trying to play it now, because I have that feeling of like old movies and old video games and anything, it should still hold up today and still be good. Doom is not good anymore.
In Wolfenstein: The New Order, you can take a nap, and when you
Yeah.
do, you can play the first level of Wolfenstein, and it's actually playable. It's pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, Wolfenstein I don't like. So.
Yeah. Well, what did they change for it in there? Did they fix the
Use
controls or
modern
something?
controls.
yeah,
I mean,
it's actually
that automatically makes it better.
Yeah.
it's like the textures on the surfaces and stuff are the old pixel art, but it's actually running in the current id Tech engine. Like it's
Right.
actually like the original Doom in that engine. Or Doom, I mean
Well, the
Wolfenstein.
enemies are still the same. They just kind of stand there and shoot at you.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, that's like the thing I remember is it had like a weird head bob or something like that. That it's in there. So yeah,
Oh.
like this as you're going through the hallways. But I even did like a stream. I don't know if you remember last year where I was checking out. Somebody actually redid a few first of the levels of Wolfenstein, and it looked okay. But it was like, yeah, it just like it was like it's Wolfenstein. It's like a lot
Again,
of
that you realize when you updated it, you're kind of like, it's kind of boring.
yeah, nothing any different than what you did to Thief.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like update Deus Ex for you, and you're gonna be like Deus Ex sucks.
Thing is, I at least remember. Thing is with Thief, I didn't play it back in the day for one, really, and again, I was like I said, I was trying to play through it and everything. I just kind of got to a point where I kind of was just like not feeling it anymore. So I thought upgrading the graphics and doing the nice mods to it would help it out a lot. And I still didn't like it. It still just felt super old. I remember at least Deus Ex, I owned it. And I liked it. It was just really, really hard. But I think it might have been just because I was like, 9 when that game came out?
Yeah.
The game was really complex for the time, so I had a hard time playing it. So I might be able to enjoy that. And also, I don't know, it's Deus Ex. Hopefully by that time I get to it, I'm gonna be. I've played through Human Rev and everything, so I'll be kind of more interested in the world and everything. So
You guys see the CryEngine 3 of System Shock 2?
no.
Okay, let me see if I can actually get this to run and screen share,
Ooh.
and I'll show you guys.
Can't wait. Actually, someone did another CryEngine like
Can you see this?
remake or whatever.
No.
No, I just see you.
I still see you.
Okay, so obviously... See, this is why I want to do this in OBS, but that's probably not going to happen.
Probably not.
Because it never took. Stupid thing. Screen
Where is it?
share.
Where is it?
There
Where
we
is it?
go.
There we go. Infinity shot.
Alright, here we go. There it is.
I mean, it's really choppy for me, but wow,
It's very
That's
shiny.
pretty.
Yeah, a lot of specularity
it
going on.
is really cool. Ooh, little sparks and
Sparks.
shit.
Physics, Joe.
But you know me, I'm like, ooh.
Physics.
Uh,
Yeah, so far this is a demo. They haven't been clear if they're actually remaking it, the whole game in CryEngine 2. But I saw this, I was like floored. I was like, yes. Like, I don't mind. There's a part of me, I like some of the mods like Thief because it keeps the original look of it, but if they redid System Shock 2 like this, I'd be all down for buying it again.
Yeah, like I kind of wanted to go back and play that game, but it's just so old. I can't play it.
Yeah, if it looked like this, I would give it a try.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Where is it? Damn it.
Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Give me power. There we go. I need power, Scotty.
Maybe I can't find it. I don't know. I remember I saw some game. It was like an old like. Oh, I think it was like Banjo-Kazooie. They like redid it in CryEngine, like some of the environments, and it was awesome looking.
Yeah.
Did
So
it still
anyways,
look cartoony?
That still makes me sad so many years later. Fucking rare.
Aww. Is Grant gonna cry?
Probably.
Don't be a dick. Look at him. Look at Grant. See that face and that soft beard? He's a teddy bear. Leave him alone. It's like you just want to stroke him and say it's gonna be okay.
But it's not.
So I'm gonna make a recommendation for a game. If I can find, okay, I need to get the ROM because it's a ROM hack. There's a hacked version of, well, I hate to say hacked because they did a lot of crap. There's a version of remix of Super Mario Brothers 3 called Super Mario Brothers 3 Mix. And typically when they do like ROM hacks, they make the game like really impossibly hard, like the original Super Mario Brothers 2. This one, instead of doing that, they made it still playable like Mario, so like anybody can pick up and play it. And so I want to try to find it and play it one day on the stream. If I can find it, I will get it to you guys so you guys can play it.
Sounds good.
But yeah, that's something I would be interested in talking about on the next one because from what I've seen of it, they did a lot of really cool things. Even like still on the original NES hardware, brought in music from like there's like music from Super Mario Sunshine in there with like some of the levels and stuff. There's like literally an entire level where you're Mario, but you're scaling the level upside down. Like gravity is flipped the other way around. So you have to like think about how you're gonna get through the level. There's an entire world that's all ghost houses. It just looks really cool. And then like the fair warning I heard is just like some of the music is just bad. It's just really bad. But then there's like some really, really good music. Like they've got the Delfino Plaza music in the map for one of the levels, and I think it's supposed to actually be Delfino Island. So it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a shot. If you guys just want to watch videos of it, I understand.
I'll play.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot. But other than that, yeah, we're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do with the format. The website's up.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's handling that. He's handling the
Yep.
Facebook page. I only have to do YouTube, and I've been doing an awesome job.
Yeah. And we got, what was it? Grant is doing the Resident Evil chronology, updating it and everything for us. Hopefully, we get that soon.
Is Grant doing that?
Yes.
Grant.
Yes, he is.
Grant.
But
Stroke your beard.
I know there's a couple games missing from what we had before, but I know like I don't think Revelation was on there, and
It
probably
was.
Revelation 2 I know comes out really soon, and then there's the remake of
There's
Resident Evil.
Revelations too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out soon this year.
Yeah. So,
I
anyways,
bought the Resident Evil remake on Steam already. Because I do.
yeah. So that is what is it? Just finalsavepoint.com now.
Yep.
Final Save Point.com.
Yep. So you can go there,
Grant.
check that out. What? What? What's the matter?
On System Shock 2 right now.
It's not like he's not ready to play stuff. Look at him right behind him. He's got his Wii gamepad over there. It's like, if you guys are boring enough, I'm just gonna play something.
I thought about it.
Well, we got to jump into Evolve here and get some of that and get Steve into that.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
Are you gonna stream that?
Yeah, I can stream it unless you want to.
I'm not gonna stream it. If you want to get on Hitbox, I'll help you set that up really quick. But otherwise, I'll just tweet out wherever you're streaming it to. People can go there. I streamed today for 4.5 hours.
I'll just stream that on Twitch for right now. I'll switch to Hitbox later.
Like, technically, we could stream it to YouTube, probably. Let's see. We got that going on. You can follow me on Twitter at Cell Processing. You can now follow Joe at Merchant Lemon. Is it Merchant underscore Lemon?
Merchant underscore Lemon.
Okay. Yeah. Grant, do you have any contacts?
Contacts?
Yeah. Not working?
To go.
No.
Okay. And
Well, he does have his Twitch.
he has a twit?
Twitch.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Twitch.
You have Twitch. So what's your Twitch? Just the Fractal Legend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Steve, you have a Twitter account as well.
Yep, just at Steve Rakar, Rakar.
Alright, so now you know where to find us all. And we'll be better prepared next time, I promise. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna do Evolve tonight, so we'll still be around doing that. And before we go, because this is the last podcast I had since before last time, somebody did something really nice for me, so I want to kind of recognize that. So at Fractal Josh, for sending me the side panel for the computer case, dude, you're fucking awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, so anybody else have anything to add, or do you just want to say bye?
Just
Thanks for watching.
bye. Enjoy old games, everyone.
Yes. Yes.
They can still be fun.